So the plan is to cruise pretty smoothly. Started off by climbing Mount Adams, come down and then run to Mount Hood and climb Mount Hood as well.
How did you come up with that idea?
It goes back to 2014 when I climbed Mount Adams and then ran to Mount St. Helens and climbed Mount St. Helens, and that was fun. I thought, well, maybe I could do better, and then that idea came up with the Adams to Mount Hood.
Portland State University professor Christoph Tuscher teaches electrical and computer engineering, but over the Memorial Day weekend he passed the ultimate test of endurance. Tuscher climbed up and down Mount Adams, then ran south through the Cascades, across the Columbia River, then climbed up and down Mount Hood. Total distance, 158 miles, covered in just under 65 hours.
Why?
I do like to challenge myself, and if things look impossible, well, that sounds cool. And the other thing you do by running these long distances is you learn about yourself. By getting out of your comfort zone, you learn about your limits, and that's really fascinating to me.
Tuscher's wife met him at designated spots along the way so he could eat and get warm, but he didn't stay long. He slept just about 3 hours during the 3-day journey.
Were there any times in the middle where you're just like, this is crazy?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's lots of ups and downs, literally, in your mind as well, and you go through very difficult phases where you're questioning yourself and, you know, I can't do it, let's give up. But in the middle of nowhere, you can't just give up.
It took nearly a year of planning before Tuscher decided the time was right, but nothing could prepare him for the challenges of hiking through the mountains in the dark.
The second night over Table Mountain, there were 2 big climbs, and I felt pretty good first, but then the fog set in and I had really a hard time to stay awake. And at some point I thought I was going down the same way as I came up, and I almost panicked. I thought, well, this is not happening.
Tuscher told us he thinks he's the only person to have ever done this. He says among the hardest parts was just committing to do it.
Passing 10,000 feet, weather is still good. Fall summit actually is clear again.
That's actually a pretty big step. I almost think it's one of the biggest steps is to commit and say, yes, I'm doing this. Because the fear and the uncertainty are just enormous.